A potentially grave situation is going to be unfolding across portions of the northern Leeward Islands, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico over the next coming days as Hurricane Irma, a powerful Category 5 hurricane, makes its way off to the west, potentially ravaging those islands. As of the latest advisory at 1 p.m., it is a Category 5 hurricane with winds of 185 miles per hour. Hurricane warnings are in effect for the northern Leeward Islands, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico, with hurricane watches now extending across the northern coast of Hispaniola and also for the southeastern Bahamas, as hurricane conditions are expected in those areas over the next 3 to 4 days. It is expected to continue to maintain Category 4 or Category 5 intensity through the next 5 days as it approaches Hispaniola, the Bahamas, the Turks and Caicos, Cuba, and, unfortunately, the southern tip of Florida. The U.S. will be impacted both in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and now it looks like parts of Florida. The track guidance from tropicaltidbits.com shows different runs of different models on the left-hand side. They're all in general agreement that it's going to move off to the west-northwest, north of Hispaniola, and north of Cuba. That's the general idea. And then it approaches the southern tip of Florida, but is still unclear as to whether it's going to be on the west coast of Florida or the east coast of Florida. Not really sure which side of Florida it's going to be, but it does look like Florida is going to see some impacts. On the right-hand side is the GEFS model, or the Global Ensembles Forecast System. This is basically the GFS model run several different times with different starting conditions. Again, all in general agreement through about 5 days, taking it north of Hispaniola and generally north of Cuba. What becomes a bit more unclear is, yet again, which side of Florida is it going to go on? Is it going to go to the west side of Florida? Or is it going to go shoot straight up the peninsula? Or is it going to stay on the east side of Florida? We still have a few days to work that out, but no matter what, in the peninsula of Florida, you need to be preparing for potentially hurricane conditions as we head towards this weekend. Here in Northwest Florida, what should you do right now? I know a lot of people are running to the stores getting water, food, and supplies. That's great and all. You should always have your emergency kit stocked with at least 3 days of food and water per person and per pet in your household. Know what evacuation zone you live in. Do you live in Zone A or do you live in Zone E? Your county emergency management agency will have a website dedicated to what evacuation zone you live in. Also, know your evacuation routes. Your county emergency management agency will also have these on their website. I will link to a web page that has all the county emergency management agency websites in Florida in the description below. Also, keep up with official forecasts. These come directly from the National Weather Service or the National Hurricane Center. They have the official forecasts, not these articles that pop up saying a Category 6 hurricane is heading your way. That's not the case. A Category 6 hurricane does not exist. The scale only goes up to Category 5. So as soon as you see Category 6, ignore it, don't share it, don't like it, don't do anything. You don't want to spread that kind of hyperbole and that kind of panic inciting articles. Keep in mind, those clickbait and hype articles are only there to really generate revenue for that particular website. Because once you click on that website, the hope is you share the article, you click on the ads that are on that page, and hey, it generates revenue, generates money for that site. Not a good idea to click on those sites, not a good idea to share those sites. So if you see Category 6 or you see a forecast that is not official from the National Hurricane Center, don't click on it, don't share it, don't like it. Simple as that. Elsewhere in the tropics, we have Tropical Storm Jose that formed this morning, has 40-mile-per-hour winds. It's expected to become a hurricane by Thursday and move off into the north and west, really expected to kind of meander in the Atlantic for several days. Another meandering system is in the southwestern Gulf or Bay of Campeche. Normally we would think, oh no, it's in the Gulf. Where's it going to go? Is it going to hit land? Really, this one not so much. It may meander around the southwestern Gulf or the Bay of Campeche during the next several days, maybe hitting Mexico, but the main threat would be heavy rainfall across portions of eastern Mexico. But that's really about it. Bringing it back closer to home, a cold front is going to be approaching our area as we head through the day on Wednesday. Then later this week, it will be feeling more like fall with low temperatures possibly down into the 50s And then this weekend and early next week, we will be keeping an eye on Hurricane Irma. The HRRR model from the Call of Duty page shows really not much happening. Maybe some light showers tonight across the eastern portions of our area, but really the chance of rain is pretty low. I'm only giving it a 10% shot at seeing rain. Otherwise, it will be mostly clear with lows in the lower 70s inland, mid 70s along the coast. For your Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms, partly cloudy skies. Highs will be in the mid 80s across the area, a 50% chance of seeing showers or thunderstorms. So through the next 7 days, Wednesday is really our only rain chance in our forecast before we go to zeros for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Highs will cool back down to the lower and mid 80s. Lows inland will be in the mid 50s by Friday morning. Coastal areas, we're not going to see the 50s this time around, but probably lower to mid 60s. As we head into early next week, we're going to be watching Hurricane Irma. Right now, the forecast is uncertain, so I'm only giving a medium confidence. But we do expect some gusty northerly winds. We're talking winds on the order of about 20 to 30 miles per hour as we head into early next week. Some gusts could be up around 40 miles per hour. So just keep an eye on the forecast. Don't panic yet, but do be prepared. You should always be prepared during hurricane season for any potential tropical cyclone impacts. I'm meteorologist Cameron Young. Thank you for logging on to your Northwest Florida QuickCast, and I hope you have a fantastic day.